little cooler weather for you here. 60s and 70s spreading on into the Lakes region by Friday, and then we start out the holiday weekend with some of that cooler weather in the Northeast too, but it builds right back up here through the plains with those 90s all the way up into South Dakota, and the heat not letting up at all here in the Southwest. 100 and 110 degree heat doesn't bode well for the fire danger situation here. And right on through our Sunday, we're going to see some of those 90s headed right over toward the Ohio Valley. And for 4th of July, hot weather across a lot of the country, just as we would expect. Those 90s are widespread, and 80s certainly widespread as well. And then it's back to work on Tuesday, and we're not seeing any change in that heat. Vivian?
Well, next up, we'll have the latest on our newest tropical presence and look at what's going on in the Caribbean. We're going to the tropics next.
The great outdoors, summertime, Jeep 4x4s. What more could you want?
The summer sales drive with 0% financing, bonus cash, and low monthly payments on an incredible 4x4.
Like the 5-star side crash test rated Liberty.
The all-new Grand Cherokee. Or Wrangler with bonus cash. Beautiful, isn't it?
Man, I love being up here.
During the summer sales drive, get some of our best deals and low payments on the sport utility you really want. Plus, get a $1,000 trade-in bonus cash allowance.
See your local Jeep dealer today. The Jeep brand, trail-rated capability, only in a Jeep 4x4.
When you find something this good, you just gotta share it. New Wheat Thins chips. The Wheat Thins taste you love in a chip that's completely different because it's oven toasted and made with multigrain. It's the snack you'll want to pass around. New oven-toasted Wheat Thins chips. Tastes good, feels good.
He's coming. Hurry up.
All right.
He's at the door. Get ready.
Are you a homeowner with too many bills? Refinance now with Ditech.com and consolidate debts into one low monthly payment with no out-of-pocket closing costs.
Tomorrow, you're catching.
Log on or call 1-800-DITECH-1.
You email in real time. You download at broadband speeds. Even catch breaking updates. Only Verizon Wireless has the latest all-in-one devices with wireless sync on a network you trust. Nothing slows you down. Save $100 on the XV6600 and get on the nation's largest and fastest wide-area wireless broadband network. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Well, it's time now to take a look at Tropical Depression Bret, and the latest advisory has come out, and it's still a tropical depression, although we do think that it looks like within the next 12 hours or so later on tonight, that it's going to become just a sort of a remnant area of low pressure, and eventually it's going to dissipate over land, but not before producing a lot of rain, unfortunately. Winds now 30 miles per hour, and it's moving to the northwest at 12 miles per hour. A little closer view shows you can see it swirling on in here past Tampico, and that's going to mean a lot of rain here, especially in some of the higher elevations, and eventually some of that could head back down toward Tampico as well. So we could see flooding and mudslides, and again, that could be a problem with flash flooding in particular. So we'll look out for the rain, but again, it looks like we are going to see that dissipation process continuing, and by tomorrow we'll be dealing with just a low.
And we will take a closer look at the tropics coming up next half hour.
Two out of three. Think my cape's busted.
Sea-Doo, leave everything else behind.
Strong, like family. Strong, like friends. Strong like tradition. For years, life's strongest moments have been served on Chinette. Chinette, life is served.
Life's best moments are served on Chinette.
Tonight at 8, watch Storm Stories. An emergency landing turns a hot air balloon ride anything but routine.
They couldn't have landed in a worse environment.
Watch Storm Stories tonight at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on the Weather Channel.
Now your local forecast on the Weather Channel. And for weather information on over 80,000 cities, go to weather.com.
Flashing lightning, crashing thunder, and dashing heavy rain. We're seeing it all up and down the East Coast and in parts of the Midwest. See what that means for you tonight.
Plus, while the hot weather here in the U.S. is causing big problems, the situation overseas is dire. We'll take a look at the deadly heat in Italy on this half hour of Afternoon Outlook.
Live from the Weather Channel, this is Afternoon Outlook.
Well, you would hardly know it looking at this video, but storms are scattered around the Atlanta area today. We're finding storms around the southeast and all the way to the northeast. Things may only get worse in the next few hours. Hello and welcome to Afternoon Outlook. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Kristina Abernathy. Thanks for joining us. We'll have a look at the heat and the 4th of July forecast just ahead, but first let's look at severe storms firing right now. And we have a tornado watch that's in effect.
The punctuation mark, the comma head area, we call it the rotating head of this bow echo, has very strong counterclockwise circulation with it, and that sometimes will spin up tornadoes. Now that's getting very close to Fargo. In fact, Cass County, there is a tornado warning there. Also areas just to the south, in between Wahpeton and Fargo, and even pushing over into western Minnesota, Ransom and Richland counties of North Dakota. Areas around Barnesville, Minnesota could be affected by this. And then that line has damaging winds with the rest of the bow down about as far into South Dakota, around Millbank, South Dakota. So very dangerous storm there. And sometimes these tornadoes can be wrapped in rain. You might not see them coming because they're a complete little circulation with those. The threat is beginning to develop farther south as well, along the moist axis. Areas just to the south and west of Omaha, thunderstorms are beginning to pop up. Let's switch sources here. We'll see there's a lot of spin in the atmosphere today, largely because of this surface low. The winds rotate counterclockwise around that, and they shift across these frontal zones. So all this area here in red has that increasing threat for tornadoes. There could be a tornado outbreak today off in the east. It's a lot of heavy rain. Two big disturbances in the atmosphere. You can see this one spinning. Big jet stream disturbance here triggering the possible tornado outbreak, and just a tremendous amount of moisture. This water vapor imagery shows the high level moisture and helps us see the jet stream winds. Now the winds are a lot different than they were just 4 days ago. It was a very stagnant, a blocked pattern, as we call it. So much congestion that everything was locked in place. Lows here, big ridge of high pressure across the center. But boy, that has really broken down now. Look, the stream, a little bit of meanders, but very progressive stream west to east across the country. This big disturbance here triggering a possible tornado outbreak in the central U.S. today. Damaging winds tomorrow, Ohio Valley and Great Lakes. And by Friday, damaging winds pushing off into the northeast with this same finely progressive system. It'll bring a little refreshing cool air to the northeast by the weekend. Vivian?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Forbes, for that update on the stormy weather in the Midwest. Now, we also have stormy weather up and down the eastern seaboard. Let's check in on you, Boston, because over the last hour, we've been watching this line of storms. Now, it does appear as though the most stormiest has moved off to your east, but we're still talking about some moderate to heavy rain in the downtown area right now. Notice how it's pushing toward Providence, Rhode Island, starting to wane just a little bit for you, Hartford, another 30 minutes or so, and you'll certainly notice an improvement. New York City, still a little stormy for you out on western Long Island here. Downtown Manhattan, it is quite stormy, but things will improve for you, we think, too, as we go within the hour. But we are watching this little line here as it has just developed within the hour over northwestern New Jersey and right across the southeastern parts of Pennsylvania. This line has grown, it seems. The overall intensity has increased here just south and east of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Taking you a little farther south because we've been watching this line as it moves off toward the south and east, just south of Charlottesville, Virginia, west of the Richmond area. And as we keep going southward now into North Carolina, noticing the Outer Banks a little stormy, but over the western parts of North Carolina, it seems to be a little stormy as well. Now, South Carolina, stormy right along the coast and over to Atlanta. Most of the storms off to your south right now, Atlanta, as you can see here on your radar. Atlanta, again, mainly off around you, but not necessarily in the downtown area right now. A little
in the 90s at least. We head over to the northeast and we're seeing some hot weather here too. 81 in Philly, 84 in DC. Eventually you'll get some cooler weather. And check out the south. It's 98 right now in Dallas, and with the humidity it's feeling even worse across many southern states. And finally the west, where it's 105 right now in Phoenix, although that's pretty much in line with what we expect to see at this time of year. This is the hottest time of the year traditionally for the desert Southwest, and we see that it's going to be another scorcher tomorrow.
Well, as you mentioned, Kristina, for some of you, the extreme heat is on its way out. But what does that mean for the 4th of July?
Well, you could ask this guy, but he's a little busy right now. We'll have more on the holiday forecast next.
Plus, we'll have more on the places to be tomorrow. We'll take a look at our select cities. That's next on Afternoon Outlook. Will your hometown qualify?
Travelocity? I booked a king and they gave me a single.
The Roaming Gnome, enforcer of the new Travelocity Guarantee.
I'm on my way!
Sorry about our mix-up. Travelocity called and it's all sorted out now.
I've come to enforce the guarantee. I'm calling for backup. No, don't back up!
Only Travelocity guarantees everything you book will be right, or we'll work with our partners to make it right away. Just call 24/7.
Much obliged. Yeah, just a bit more.
Morning. Bill, snap out of it. The trip to Ohio was weeks ago.
But it feels like it was just yesterday.
Ohio, the experience stays with you. Visit discoverohio.com/TV. Get focused on
it's time for the Select City forecast.
And this is a feature you will only see right here on Afternoon Outlook. It's where the forecast is always good.
We've chosen a couple of cities that will be gorgeous to be in tomorrow.
Now today I'm giving the Select City brand to Los Angeles. It's pretty nice there right now, actually, with temperatures in the 70s and sunny skies.
And with what's going on around the country, the West is the best for another day. My Select City is Portland, where it's around 70 with sun. But tomorrow, Portland will be feeling the beautiful day with a high around 80. It's the kind of day you long for, and it's going to be perfect for getting outside. Take a road trip to the wine country or pick out a spot at Cannon Beach. And when it's all done, grab a Spanish coffee at the historic Hughes restaurant.
And as we say, we're staying West-centric. Thursday looks great in Los Angeles. Highs will be in the low 80s with plenty of sunshine. And Friday looks good, too. Take a trip or a break and stroll down Hollywood Boulevard's Walk of Fame or hop on over to the La Brea Tar Pits. And if wave watching is more your thing, go check out what's happening on the boards of Santa Monica Pier. No matter how you slice it, it is nice across the Southwest. So then, there you have it, Portland, Oregon, and San Francisco, the two places to be tomorrow. Unfortunately, Florida cities did not make the cut. Take Jacksonville, for example.
The water is knee-deep in some places. Tropical moisture continues to keep the Sunshine State in a soggy state. And unfortunately, you're seeing more of the same. Very wet weather this month in the state of Florida, with Orlando 13 out of the last 14 days rainy, 9 consecutive rainy days in Melbourne. Will this wet weather last? Here's Vivian with the forecast.
Okay, let's check it out. Here's tomorrow morning, and unfortunately, you see the green here down in Florida. That means more rain in the Sunshine State. And by tomorrow afternoon, when you get the land to heat up, of course, more thunderstorms are possible for the immediate eastern seaboard. And then we'll be watching the storm system today over the Midwest with a severe weather threat. Well, that system will push off to the east a little bit tomorrow, and scattered showers and thunderstorms over the eastern Great Lakes and the upper Mississippi Valley. And then on Friday, that very same impulse will head into the northeast, and that's going to create scattered showers and thunderstorms in the northeast. And with that leftover moisture, the southeast, the entire eastern seaboard on Friday will be wet. But it looks so much better on Saturday, particularly over the northeast, where we talk about Boston, New York, Philly, Washington, D.C. A great way for a holiday weekend, huh? Oh, yeah, absolutely gorgeous conditions, and this extends back to the west over the eastern Great Lakes and the upper Mississippi Valley. What about Sunday? Just as nice, if not nicer. A little more sunshine over the northeast. And on the 4th of July, the holiday itself, partly cloudy skies over the northeast, just a few scattered showers over the Great Lakes, the upper Mississippi Valley.
And turn it into a fun project. John and I are making a pizza pot. For a soil, we're just using a standard potting soil and filling the container up to about 1 inch from the top. And I think what we should do is start with the plants that will grow in the center, and the ones that will grow in the center will be the tallest, which will be the tomatoes. Got some right over here. Among the herbs we're planting, there's oregano, basil, curly parsley, and garlic chives. While John prepares some liquid fertilizer for our plants, I'm putting a stake in the center to help support the tomato. Now, this little project can help teach kids many things. Everything from how to grow plants, how to grow their own food, to cooking. And there's no better way to celebrate a job well done than to have some pizza. For more gardening tips, log on to PAllenSmith.com. And for weather information, weather.com. From the garden, I'm Alan Smith for the Weather Channel.
When you visit Alan's website, you'll discover even more garden-inspired ideas, like the plans for this beautiful entry gate. Log on to PAllenSmith.com for details.
This program was brought to you by Citi, credit card and financial tools to help you live richly.
First, I emptied the checking account, and then I hit the mall, and there in the window was this sexy little outfit, and oh my gosh, I just had to have it. $1,500 for a leather bustier? I didn't care. It lifts and separates. Plus, it's not like I'm actually paying for it.
Citi Identity Theft Solutions. Free with every Citi credit card and Citibank account. Citi. Live richly.
Tonight at 8, watch Storm Stories. An emergency landing turns a hot air balloon ride anything but routine.
Need cash? You need to know about the no closing cost home equity line of credit from Countrywide Home Loans. Unlike
And welcome back. It is now 10 minutes before the hour and time for the tropical update.
Well, we've seen the departure of Tropical Storm Calvin, and now another tropical system is weakening.
So let's bring in our hurricane expert, Dr. Steve Lyons. Dr. Lyons?
Well, thanks, Vivian. And we've got a tropical depression and it's inland. The good news is it's speeding up a little bit, now moving at 12 miles per hour. Why is that good news? It means less rainfall for the Mexican mountains. You can see winds 30 miles per hour. It's rapidly weakening now, and we think it's going to fill and become a weak low pressure center overnight. Here's the latest satellite image. You can see it's just moved south of Tampico and now is inland. And now it's moving over the Sierra Madre Mountains of Mexico where some heavy rain is falling. But the good news is most of the heavy rain is not lingering too long. So the rain event is going to be relatively short-lived, we hope. Nevertheless, be cautious for the potential for heavy rain there the next 24 hours. In the meantime, offshore, the winds and seas have died down quite a bit, so if you're heading down there fishing in the Gulf of Mexico, no problems down this way, and no problems up in here other than some showers and thunderstorms that continue to come onshore to the Florida coastline, the Panhandle in particular. The good news is this is starting to weaken a little bit, so you're going to have a better day of it tomorrow than you did today, a little more sunshine. In the meantime, this little vortex you may see here off the Texas coast, you're wondering, what's that going to do, Steve? It's going to dissipate as it moves onshore. Maybe a shower with it, probably not. It probably won't make it there as an entity. Now we have an upper level low pressure center near Jamaica, and it's interacting with a tropical wave that's come through the Antilles. The result is heavy rain over Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands. You're going on vacation down there. I have a honeymoon in the Virgin Islands. Say, Steve, when is it going to get better? By tomorrow afternoon, it should be clearing out nicely, and you'll have a nice weekend of it. Let's look at the upper level low associated with it. There it is there, a rather vigorous one. There's Jamaica right there, and it's rolling off to the west-northwest, and so these showers are going to follow right along with it and come in this general direction toward primarily the northern Yucatan over the next 3 days. We don't expect any tropical development from it right now. These upper winds are too fast. Now, out in the eastern Pacific, you've been monitoring a tropical storm that had weakened offshore. It weakened into a larger low-pressure system, and now thunderstorms are starting to flare back up in that low-pressure system. We'll monitor this for the potential for redevelopment of a tropical cyclone or new development, one or the other. The good news is it's far enough offshore that the Mexican Riviera is great. Here's Vivian and Kristina.
Well, heat is keeping parts of this country uncomfortably hot, but overseas it's a matter of life and death.
We'll show you what's happening in Italy. It's all part of a look at international weather in 2 minutes.
With my high
high blood pressure and cholesterol, I'm at a higher risk for a heart attack. So to protect my heart, I exercise.
He could do more.
And I watch everything I eat.
She could do more. Her doctor said she should take Bayer Low Dose. Bayer can prevent 1 in 3 heart attacks, and more doctors take Bayer Low Dose for their own hearts.
With our risk, we do more.
Aspirin is not appropriate for everyone, so be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen. Do more. Bayer.
Now, when you stay at Ramada, you'll earn points towards the things you really want with the largest hotel rewards program ever. Trip Rewards. It gives you more rewards more often for more fun. Ramada. Sweet dreams.
Introducing Kleenex Moist Cloths. Big, strong, cloth-like sheets that can handle the stickiest of situations. Thank goodness for male bonding. Thank goodness for Kleenex.
Does your house have a room that always feels like high noon? With Mr. Slim ductless cooling and heating systems for Mitsubishi Electric Advanced Products, any room can be perfectly comfortable. They won't block your views, making them a perfect way to replace ugly window units. They're quiet, powerful, and efficient. There's no ductwork, so they install easily, with a 3-inch opening connecting the indoor and outdoor units. And some outdoor units can cool and heat up to 3 rooms. Each system comes with a wireless remote, putting you in control of your room's climate. And because they carry the Mitsubishi name, they're built to last. Invest in your comfort with ductless cooling and heating systems from Mitsubishi Electric. For more information, visit our website at MrSlim.com or call 877-295-SLIM.
The heat wave in Italy has contributed to the death of at least 7 people. The Italian health minister said 1 million people could be at risk. Temperatures have been in the mid to upper 90s for days. People are being advised to stay indoors during the hottest part of the day. Well, staying international now, it's time for the global forecast.
So then let's spin the globe and see where we're going first. Our first stop is a hot spot.
We're in Seville, Spain. It's in the mid-70s right now, and it's close to midnight. Tomorrow will be in the mid-90s and even hotter in the following days.
And it's not nearly as hot in Helsinki, Finland. It's only in the upper 40s at this hour, and tomorrow will be around 70 degrees with a few showers. Looking at the rest of Europe now, well, there you have it in London, England. Variable cloudiness, an afternoon high of 71, and we definitely heat up as we head toward the Mediterranean.
Well, thanks for joining us for our afternoon outlook. Be sure to join us tomorrow from 4 to 6 Eastern. Stay tuned now for PM Edition and more on the Midwest heat.
And if you think it's hot where you are, you won't believe how many days in a row Chicago has had over 90 degrees.
Before, after. It's hard to believe I have hair again.
Even a little hair loss was a lot to me.
It's amazing, isn't it? No hair? Hair. I look horrible in this picture.
If you can't get used to seeing yourself without hair, call Bosley for this free information package. Inside, you'll discover how Bosley uses your own naturally growing hair to fill in the balding areas.
It's not old-fashioned hair plugs. It's completely natural looking.
Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration practice. Utilizing advanced hair transplant techniques, our highly skilled and dedicated staff pride themselves on providing each and every patient with an unsurpassed level of care, so you can be confident of realizing the right results for you. Picture yourself with hair. Call now or visit our website at bosley.com to find out if Bosley is the right choice for you.
I don't know why I waited so long.
It's not just for men, it's for us too.
Honest to goodness, real hair.
It doesn't even look like myself, does it?
For more information, call 1-800-987-8738.
I get headaches a lot. Some weeks it's like I get one every day. It was so frustrating. I used to take anything in reach. I knew some medicines caused stomach problems, but my stomach felt fine. And then I found out, even if you don't feel it, aspirin can be damaging to your stomach. So maybe there's some problems going on that you don't even feel. I'm not okay with that.
The pure pain relief of Tylenol works fast on your headaches and is safer on your stomach.
Tonight at 8, watch Storm Stories. An emergency landing turns a hot air balloon ride anything but routine.
They could have landed in the worst environment.
Watch Storm Stories tonight at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station or newspaper. Now, From the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s.